Rescue of the crew of the Dutch Submarine 019 by USS COD and her crew. It's now my pleasure to introduce a man who truly symbolizes the relationship, the unique relationship between the Dutch and the United States. Honorary Laporte, Honorary Consul for the Kingdom of the Netherlands.
And the crew then went to Fremantle, which was the large submarine base. When the COD came back from its last patrol, the crew of the 019 was there to welcome them, and they had a little party. During the party, it was announced that the Japanese had capitulated, and it became an orgy, hence the cocktail glass on the conning tower. This is the only sub in existence who has a cocktail glass on the conning tower honoring the rescue of another Allied sub. For this event, we are eternally grateful. And therefore, as we all know, the Dutch government has declared that the USS COD is not only a member, an honorary member of the Dutch Onderzeedienst, but also a war memorial. And thank you very much, Paul and Toby and your crew for keeping this war memorial in such a good shape. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's always my pleasure to be here to take part in these ceremonies that memorialize the rescue of the crew of the 019. Now, I was not present at the time, even though I'm now the last commanding officer of this fine ship. But from what I understand, that cocktail glass was well earned because it was quite a brawl.
The primary mission of destroying the Japanese merchant fleet. And they did a pretty good job. The U.S. Navy submarine force was about a little less than 2% of the Navy in terms of manpower. That small portion of the Navy ended up sinking 78% of the Japanese merchant fleet. That was truly a clean sweep, and many submarines came back from patrol with a broom in the shears to indicate that they had sunk everything they attacked. By comparison, those armchair historians in the group, if you watch a lot of the late show submarine movies, you hear about the much vaunted U-boats. For the entire war, Hitler's U-boat force was never able to sink or damage more than 1% of the Allied merchant fleet. So consider that, 78% of the Japanese merchant fleet destroyed by U.S. submarines, less than 1% of our merchant fleet destroyed by the U-boats. I guess they just had better uniforms, so they get all the PR. But here on COD, our mission is to educate and remember. Educate future generations of Americans that the freedom they enjoy is not free. It came at a high price, both in terms of the sacrifice of the men who came back from the front and those that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Today, we reenact a unique event in COD's history, not the destruction of an enemy ship, but the rescue of a Dutch submarine crew. The Dutch had a small but very effective force of submarines fighting alongside the Americans and the British. Unfortunately, 019, in fact one of the most beautiful submarines ever built, was in a hurry to get to the war front, and the weather was not cooperating. These are the days before GPS. Celestial navigation was the only reliable way to find out where you were. And 5 or 6 days of heavy overcast prevented the navigator on the O-19 from getting a real good star fix. And their best guess was they were going to pass safely 5 miles south of Ladd Reef. Unfortunately, they were 7 miles off course and ran right up on it in the middle of the night. They sent one radio message to the commander of Task Force 71, and it was a simple message: O-19 aground, Ladd Reef. That's all they needed to say. The commander of Task Force 71 looked at his situation board and understood that USS COD was rushing a sick crewman to Manila. One of our crewmen had become deathly ill and was clinging to life. They were given permission to break off their patrol off the coast of what is now Vietnam and rush that sick sailor to Manila, where there was a hospital ship. En route, they were given orders changing that. 56 Allied lives versus 1 COD crewman. Now, that's not a difficult decision to make. Luckily for our crewman, he started to respond to treatment. And when they arrived at Ladd Reef, he was showing definite signs of improvement. Because of that improving condition, our captain, Captain Edwin M. Westbrook, agreed to the Dutch captain's request to attempt a tow at the next morning's high tide. In fact, they spent 2 days towing at that boat, as Arnie said, and unfortunately, the grip of the reef was too powerful. And when the final chain and wire broke between the 2 subs, further towing became futile. So the order was given to begin transferring the crew, and that's what we're going to reenact today. The final boatload, COD's 2 rubber boats, brought Captain Jaap Dreefhout van Hoof, my apologies to the Dutch for butchering that pronunciation, aboard COD with the flag of the O-19. Now, at that point, something unique happens. Captain Westbrook looked down, saw the flag, and said, "Hand the flag up to the bridge." And he ordered the Dutch flag flown alongside the U.S. flag for the 3-day trip to safety. That's why COD was adopted into the Onderzeedienst. And as Arnie said, I think rather accurately, it was a very big party.
Ready? Fire!
Don't send
Ready?
Don't send him to die.
Fire!
Chop it to pieces and enjoy it.
Because I also like the orange. It's very well
Well
thought.
thought of everything in this one, Arnie.
You did. I'm proud of you.
Is this a suitable replacement for stroopwafel?
On behalf of the Dutch government, I declare that this is the nicest cake I've ever seen.
All right, Captain, take it away.
You see the captain's knife?
Beautiful.
Beautiful, thank you.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
That's Paul's piece right there.
I'm just glad
Good job.
All right, we'll take over.
Occasion. Diesel boats forever.
Here.
Here's a wet one, and then a
With snorkels.
He said DBF. He's a boat forever.
Okay.
Sorry, I was busy.
That fork here, this is already forked. How's the cake, Captain?